Okay guys, I'm getting ready to do a quick tutorial on a new palette. I've been promising it for quite some time now. So right now I'm going to go ahead and get the makeup remover and clean all the excess dirt and oil and dry skin off my face, and then we're going to get started. Alright you guys, so since I'm all concealed and I have my eyes primed, I do look a little bit funny because I do have concealer everywhere, but we'll fix that when we're done with our eyeshadow. So today I am reviewing the one and only newly released Urban Decay Naked Reloaded palette. This is what it looks like. It's got a nice mirror. It's got, oh come on, focus. Anyway, I noticed the two shades on the ends. Let me try and focus this guy. There we go. These two shades and these two are a little bigger than the rest, but I think that's because people use like the transition shades and the lighter shades more. So they gave us some. Give it a minute, it'll fix itself. I'm back. Okay. So let me. Oh my God, it's ringing. Goodness gracious. All right. Sorry, I had a phone call, and guess what? It was a stupid telemarketer. Anyway, okay. Let me grab a few brushes, and we're gonna get started on this. Oh no. Yeah, I would say this is plenty enough blending brushes. All right, you guys, I'm gonna start with my biggest, my Morphe M441. It's just a nice big fluffy round brush.
Hi, Dinner. What's happened here?
It's Kylie.
Are you gonna be done? I've been waiting for you all night.
Kiddos. All right, you guys, I think I'm going to take the shade Bride, which is pretty much the very first shade in the palette, and I'm going to use that as, yeah, there's a lot of kick up. I'm going to put that in my crease, and I'm going to use it kind of like my transition from the gradients from light to dark. So I'm gonna go ahead and build that up. So I'm actually gonna use a smaller brush. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills. It came in my Revira palette. Really good brush. I might actually go into the color Blur and go ahead and add a little bit of that one too. This first color isn't really meant to be extremely pigmented and show up like crazy. It's basically there to help the rest of my shades blend in well and transition well. So that's what I'm using it for. The whole thing about doing your eyeshadow is making sure you're blended. Blend it out, blend it out. And be sure you're always tapping off some excess, because you don't want to go in with a loaded brush and pick up too much product and then ruin your whole look like immediately. And another tip I have is how I hold my brush. I usually hold it when I'm blending pretty close to the end like this. That way I have less control and it'll have a lighter like feathered blend. So if you're just starting, then that's definitely a tip I have. Okay, let me see you guys. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. Since this is a pretty neutral palette, I'll probably just go ahead and do just, you know, a regular brown neutral smoky eye. So I'm gonna go into the shade Bucked, which is the third shade over. I'm gonna lightly tap in and add that to my crease. A little bit at a time and slowly blend it out. So yeah, we're gonna slowly blend this out, and that way we can get our good gradients going. Okay, now that I got that nice and blended, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to a little bit of a darker shade, I would say. But I'm gonna go in super light and build it up. And I've moved on to my Morphe M513. It's a little bit more of a detailed brush. It makes it easier to get really precise with what you're doing. And speaking of that, I'm gonna go ahead and grab a couple more smaller brushes. And you know what, I'm actually probably just gonna start with this one. And this is the Luxie Mini Tapered, and it's the 121. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get started with the shade Endgame, which is the deepest brown in the palette, and I'm gonna go in very light and build it up. So yeah, just keep watching. And I'm gonna use my mirror so I can see what I'm doing. I like to know and be really close and personal when I'm moving on to the deeper shades in my palette. I also lift my eyebrow when I'm blending. That way I can get a full view of my lid and my crease. And that way I can have a better transition and blend. I'm ever so lightly blending this in slowly. Pick up a little more product, not much at all, and go in again. I didn't tap it this time because I'm wanting to get a little bit deeper for my outer corner. And I usually just stamp. I'm actually gonna go with a little bit more of a detailed, smaller brush for this. And I'm just gonna stamp it in the outer corner and then work on the blend. I've got a little bit of harsh lines going on at the moment, but we're gonna fix that. might hop into another palette just to try to find a deeper shade. Since that is the deepest shade in this palette, I kind of want to go a little bit deeper with my outer corner, so I probably am going to jump into my Morphe palette just for one shade, just to get a shade darker. So let me see here. I don't see a black in there. Let me check. Look around. If I don't have that, then I'll have to go grab my basics. Okay, I'm gonna have to go grab another palette real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, so I decided we'll just keep it in the same family and we'll go with the Naked Urban Decay Basics too, because it does have, I dropped it. Yep, I dropped it and I broke the rest of that shade out and I chipped one. Then I'm gonna go with the shade Undone. And anything will work, any darker shade you have. And you don't even have to do that. You can totally build up the brown in the Reloaded palette. I'm not even gonna use a whole lot of this. I'm going to jump back in with another brush, fluffy brush. This is a Sonya Keshic blending brush. And I'm going to go ahead and jump back into In-Game, which is the deep brown that I've been using. And I'm going to go ahead and deepen the crease up just a tad bit more. I'm going to hop back into the shade Boundaries. Actually, no, I'm going to go with Bucked. And I'm going to go ahead and clean up. And blend, 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 blend. You guys, it seriously is all about blending. We're getting there. Oh. I'm back into the shade Endgame, the deeper shade. I'm building it up. Definitely liking the blend. Sorry guys, that was Kylie. It's nice out, so the kids are going crazy. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and add a lid shade. I don't know what I'm gonna use though. I think I'm gonna use Reputation. It is like this, kind of like a rosy gold right here. So I think I'm gonna go in with that. And yeah, that's got some stuff on it. I'm just gonna use this. Grab my Fix Plus and spritz it some, that way we can get the best application. Okay, and we're gonna apply it. I always like to, I always try it with a brush first, but I always get way better application when I use my fingers. All right, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get my other eye done off camera and I'll be right back. All right, you guys, I am done with my makeup, as you can see. Okay, my thoughts about the palette. It's amazing. The colors blend well together. There's definitely several neutral looks that you could come up with the palette. As long as you got your blending going on pretty good, then I think that you would be fine. I really enjoyed the like pink corally shade in the palette. I used it on my under eye, and yeah, I know I need to blend out a little bit more. It's actually this lighting that makes me look like a clown. I used my Estée Lauder foundation today instead of my Cover FX. Not because I don't love my Cover FX, but it's because I love my Estée Lauder too. So, you know, I missed it. So I did go back to that, and I did use that with this look. I do have the dry skin around my mouth, so it obviously is going to emphasize a little bit with any type of foundation that you put on. The Estee Lauder foundation is definitely full coverage. little bit of mascara under my eye. I am in the shade 1W1 Bone. I've been in that shade for a couple of years. I'm almost out. My bottle's almost empty, but I have a new one on the way. So, this is my eye look. Could have probably blended it a little bit more, but I wanted to get this video up so that you guys could know how I felt about the palette. It's really a good one. I'm gonna say that the shade range, I mean, if you're somebody that is into a lot of like colorful, you know, yellows, blues, things like that, then you're probably not gonna like this. They did try to tease some people and throw in that curly pink shade right here, and it's called Retro. And I think by doing that, it threw people off a little bit and made them kind of think that it was more colorful than really what it is. I did use that shade on my under eye, and I think it worked great. I tried to use as many shades as I possibly could. I used Blur, I used Boundaries, I used Bucked, I used Endgame, Retro, Angel Fire, Reputation, and Burn. So I also used Bribe, the white shade. So there's only a few that I didn't use, and most of those were the shimmers. But in future videos, you guys will see me use probably all of them. I used my Too Faced bronzer on my cheeks. I used my Tarte Hamptons Weekender palette for my blush. I used my Sex on the Beach, Better Than Sex Too Faced mascara, and a little bit of the Tarte Lights Camera lashes. Then I went in again with a second coat of the Better Than Sex. What else did I use? I did start to use a shade out of my Naked Basic 2 palette, the darker shade, but I ended up just like barely tapping into it, and I decided I was just gonna not do that since this was a review strictly on the Reloaded palette. And honestly, I didn't even use enough to be able to tell. So yeah, so what I have on is from the basics, from my Urban Decay Naked Reloaded. I am not sponsored. This is strictly a review, and I purchased this palette myself. I used my Too Faced Melted Latex Lip, what's it called? I'll go grab it and show you. I've been loving those lately. I got a few shades. I gave one to my sister, and I gave her like the romance one. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but it was like romance or something like that. And I grabbed, where's my other one? These. And at first I started to go with the deeper shade. And you guys, when I say deep, this is deep. I'll swatch it and show you. I don't have you on a tripod, so this is a little bit difficult. Okay. Sorry, hold on. Okay. I mean, look how deep that is. Definitely very deep chocolatey color. And it was just a little too much with my deep chocolatey eyes. So I decided I would go in with the pinker shade. And I can say this, like, the tube doesn't give the color justice. It's definitely not true to color. Hold on a second, I'll show you guys what I have on my lips. The second shade is what I put on my lips, And I was actually going to dab into the brown shade and kind of darken this up just a little bit. But I ended up liking the contrast between the dark eyes and light lips. So that's what we used. And again, these are the Too Faced Melted Latex Liquefied High Shine Lipstick. Very comfortable on the lips. Doesn't dry down. It's definitely going to transfer if I go to drink something or eat. But it feels kind of like a gloss, a really thick gloss. It's not uncomfortable. But yeah, I will link everything in the description, you guys, of what I used. Ooh. I sure will. You guys, this stuff is bomb. It's called By the Sea, and Scentsy makes it. And my sister sells Scentsy. So I've gotten a few things lately. Let me show you my new warmer. You guys, I will try and get the link to her page, and I'll definitely put it down below so you guys can go get yourself one. Hold on. You guys, look at this. It says, remember to stop and chase fireflies. And this is what it looks like off. Like a mason jar, it's blue. Like, how cute. How stinking cute is that? That's adorable. And my favorite tarts are the, is it gonna focus for me? The blueberry cheesecake. So you guys, I will try and get her linked below. And if I can't, her name is Taylor Crittenden. You can message her on Messenger, Facebook, and she will gladly place an order for you. You've got to try the counter cleaner By the Sea. I'm serious. You guys will absolutely love it. And get yourself a new warmer, get you some tarts, and support, you know, a small business that she's trying to start. So yeah. So if you guys don't mind to go check her out, go ahead and do that. And not only that, she does a lot of other things too. She made me these. They're wine glasses, and let me see if I can get, it's a little bit dirty. It says, I don't give a sip. And she put some red glitter on the bottom. It's very Valentine's-y. I loved it for Valentine's Day. And then she made me this one. It says, because adulting is hard without wine. And she put like a pink glitter. And she can actually run it all the way up the stem if you would like that. She made me another one, actually two more. One says, Go Griswold, Go Home, which is my channel. And then the other one is All You Need Is Love, I think. So, but they accidentally got sent to the wrong person. I left them in the car, and Taylor had given me a shirt that she had made for my grandma, because she does that too. She makes adorable things. You guys need to go check her out. I mean, she makes the cutest stuff. And Ryan, my husband, thought that the glasses went to Sharon too, and they were mine. So I'm still waiting on those. My brother-in-law is supposed to have them. And Andrew, where the heck's my glasses? Boy, you better be getting on it and bringing those suckers back to me. I'm kidding. Anyway, I really would like to have them back, but I'll be patient, and if I have to, I'll just go pick them up myself. But anyway, you guys, that's it for this video. I don't want to make it a billion years long, and I hope you enjoyed. And let me get you. My camera's about to die. This is my look. So, yeah, let's get you back out just a tad. All up close and personal. Alright, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely go get you guys a Naked Reloaded palette. It's amazing, very good quality, and they blend great together. So, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.